Hi guys, and welcome to the latest video. Today I'm going to share with you 10 of my more interesting sales from the past few weeks, and actually thinking about it, these are probably 10 of my better sales since I started reselling, so I'm very excited to share them with you. So without much more waffling, I'm going to just switch over to the browser view and talk you through what I've sold, and like how much for, etc. The first item I want to share with you is this Technics X SLXP5 portable CD player. It's a very sought after personal CD player, especially in this condition. This item weighed a ton because of its battery. I think it was launched in like the mid 80s, like 1985 or something like that. And as soon as I listed it, it got interest, and I didn't actually sell it for 250. I've taken offers, so a lot of these prices are not going to be what they show on the screen. I got a lot of interest, and compared to what non-boxed versions had sold for, I did get a really good price for mine. I think I accepted an offer of about £200 in the end, and this went via the global shipping program to China, not to Australia. I don't know why I'm saying Australia. I think it's because I changed my postage and package to Australia just to check something. So all of these listings show Australia as the destination, but it's not. This went off to China. And like I said, I took an offer for about 200, so I was very pleased with this machine. Next item, this is a fantastic brand to look out for if you do ever see it. The brand is called Revox. They're a Swiss manufacturer of high-end, well, high-end again, relatively, everything's relative, high-end in a relative terms, hi-fi gear. This is an integrated stereo receiver, so it's got like a FM radio in it, and it's a stereo amp basically. It weighed about 20 kilos, so very heavy, a bit awkward to pack when you were handling it because at the back of it, it had these huge fins. That was the back of it. Huge like fins for heat dissipation, and so when you were handling that and you add the weight to it, it was not an easy item to package. However, as you can see, I was asking 550. I actually accepted an offer of 475 plus the shipping, and this went off to Italy. And thankfully, I received some positive feedback for it, which is obviously nice when you sell like a high ticket item. You wanna know that it's all gone well. So that was a fantastic little sale as well. Next item. This is a Sony CD recorder. I picked up a Philips version of this, a Philips similar item by Philips. It's got two drives, so you've got a CD player drive and a CD recorder drive, and it allows you to copy CDs. This was like a Sony version, so when I saw it, I was more than happy to go for it. I think I paid around 25 quid for it, so pretty decent pickup. With the remote, it was lightly used, and it went, in the end, I took an offer for 100, so 25 to 100, not 130 as that says, just to clarify. Moving on. Oh yeah, and I've had good feedback for that as well, which is great. This was a lovely sell. This is a Leak Delta 13L turntable. Really popular turntable. As soon as I listed it, it got interest straight away. I was asking, more at the top end of what these have sold for, but the condition of this did warrant that. It was in very good condition. The case didn't have any noticeable scuffing or scratching. Normally, the lids on these old record players tend to be really poorly looked after, and they're scuffed and damaged, and sometimes they have cracks. This one had a decent cartridge on it as well. Just a really good condition turntable, very well looked after. And this one went to Australia, and I think I accepted an offer of about 220 on it, if I'm correct. I think I accepted 220. And again, this is via the global shipping program. And interesting story. You'll find this sometimes with record player customers. They will be particular about how things are packaged, especially if they have had bad experiences in the past, and it can get your back up sometimes if someone's telling you how to do your job. But if someone's had bad experiences, then it's only natural for them, when they're spending this much money with you, that they want to make sure that the item's going to reach them in the condition that they can see in the photographs. And it was actually quite helpful. He was polite about it, and I was more than willing to do that, to ship it in the method that he would like, and just to put his mind at rest. So making sure that you screw down transit screws, making sure you tie the tone arm, remove the head shell, remove the platter, things like that. Just to kind of make sure that in transit it's not going to have any damage. Remove the weights, obviously. It's important. So that went for 220, and that went all the way to Australia. Customer received it, was over the moon, and I was over the moon for him because he was clearly really in love with it, and it was great to see his feedback. It was actually really lovely. Moving on, we come to the Super Scope by Marantz professional cassette recorder. Now, this took me a bit by surprise. I didn't expect it to have this much value when I picked it up. I think I paid about £15 for it, and it's really good condition considering its age. It was the build quality is what attracted me to it. I've done well with these kinds of cassette recorders, in the past. Really good quality. The build, the buttons were working fine. The level dial was working fine. The mic sockets, everything was mint. Worked excellent, really well. And it sold very quickly within around a week of listing for £200, and I actually got the sale price for that item, and that actually went somewhere in the UK, which is cool. Next item, quite a plain looking box. I think I paid 20 quid for this. This is a TIAC DX/2B DBX unit. This would have been used alongside like a reel-to-reel player to reduce noise. So it's kind of like used by music professionals and people that are into their audio who use reel-to-reel as an audio source. And so it was just a noise reduction unit. Now, this went to Italy, and I think I got asking for it. If I didn't, it was very close, but I think I got asking for it. 169.99, I'm pretty sure. Now, moving on. Now, this is going to be one of my favorite sales, I think, of all time. This is really, this is definitely one of my favorite sales of all time. I did actually post a photograph of this item. This is a Rogers Cadet Mark III amplifier. It comes with the control unit, you can see there, and then it's got the actual amplifier as well, which is just there. It's difficult to see with me in the way, but yeah, really happy with this item. You can see the photo there. I kind of took it. It had its original manual, an original price list, etc. It was awesome. I put this up at 699 and accepted an offer of 575, I think, or 550. One of those two. I think it was 550. I'm not sure. I can't. Was it 575? I can't remember 100%. I think it was 575 actually. Going off to the US via the global shipping program. So I hope it gets there nice and safely. I did remove those 4 valves there, so hopefully it will get there fine. And I did package it really well. Next item, it's a Konica Minolta Dimage Scan Dual 4. It's a slide and negative reader, so you hook it up to your computer. You put slides into those 2 black cartridges that you can see. You slide them into the machine, and the machine takes a photograph, and you have a digital image taken from your slide or negative on your PC, which is really helpful for people. And this sold very, very quickly for £120 at asking price, and it went, I can't remember where, but it went abroad. Moving on, another item that went abroad. A lot of this stuff going abroad. This went via the GSP program to Germany, and this is a Sony MDS JB940 mini disc player / recorder in very good condition. Did have a few marks and wear, but it's difficult to find some of these which are in mint condition, to be honest. Very good machines. They sound fantastic. And this version was like a special edition tuned for the UK. It's had a little badge on it which stated that on the front, so I made sure I put that information in. And it sold for 169.99, and it went to Germany, like I said. And finally, another valve amp. This is a Yarland Audio FV34C Mark III. Now, this is quite an interesting item because I bought this at auction. I think I paid around the £100 mark with some speakers, and I've still got the speakers to sell. So pretty happy with getting a £220 sale from it. That was the sale price I got for it. Now, what's cool about this is this isn't. It looks really high end. It looks like a like a vintagey cool amp that was pretty manufactured in the UK, but this is actually relatively recent and Chinese manufactured hi-fi. And the funny thing is, I believe that when these were launched, I think it was like a 2005, there was a point where one of the big chains had bought these up and they were flogging these brand new at like 150 quid a pop. They were originally retailed at around £400 to £500, I believe, but since being out of production for that time, they've held value and actually gone up a bit. And as you can see, I got £220 for this amp pretty quickly. I had a lot of interest in it again, so I was pleased to see that go for more than double what I paid for it. And plus, I've got some really nice speakers left over, which I will be getting around to listing as soon as I've got the packaging, supplies, etc. all worked out. So as you can see, guys, those were some really nice sales. I'm very, very excited to share them with you. They're probably some of my best sales I've had since starting reselling. And it's all stuff that I tend to gravitate to. And I stopped focusing on it recently, and I think it's really helped the main store get out of like a slump we'd had, especially like in February where we really struggled. We lost our sales, just went off a cliff edge, and it was really difficult time. So it's nice to then be able to focus and pick up some items that sell for really good money, especially when offering them internationally. And I think the one of the threads that you can see from each sale was most of them went abroad. I think out of everything there, the only things that I can think that stayed in the UK were the Yarland amp, which was the last item I showed you, and I believe the Marantz recorder. So only 2 out of 10 items were sold in the UK. 8 out of 10 went abroad. So within this niche that I was selling in, like electrical high, like vintagey hi-fi type stuff, it all went abroad. And if I wasn't offering that option, then I wouldn't have gotten the prices that I got. So really happy to share those sales with you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave any comments in the comment section, and I will endeavor to answer them as soon as possible. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Thanks for watching.